I'm agreeing with my brother Kamau when he says that we need to collapse all the bursaries and consolidate it, and if possible, make our education free. It was done by Kibaki. We saw it was working when we had the 844, the free primary education. We remember then secondary was affordable as compared to today, where we are having the CBC, which is very expensive. We must also remember that then, before we had the new funding model, I think at some point the help, how it was being disbursed then, before us we came in, maybe during your days, it was coming in a boom and it was changing lives. Today, I think it's much different, but still we are having a very big share of budget going to the education. So I'm agreeing with him. If you can consolidate all the unnecessary bursaries that again are being used by politicians as campaign tool, to a point that the needy student or the needy pupil may fail to get the share of the bursary at the expense of their parents' voting pattern, which is unfortunate. Politicizing our education system at the local levels, from the MCA to MP to women rep and even governors. Number two, on the same, the reason why maybe we are having the big share on the budget on the education today, we are on the transition period phase on the 844 to CBC, as Brian have put it, as having more teachers being employed, other labs being built in junior schools, the new infrastructures and so on, and I think this is eating a big share of our budget in the education system. But unfortunately, we find ourselves focusing on the infrastructure over the manpower, the pupils, and I'll say even the teachers, the interns. I think last year we had the strike of the interns, that they don't just want to be confirmed, but even the pay is very low. It's not commensurate to what they offer in the classrooms. We also remember that there are schools where we find the teacher who teaches maybe the old subject in a class. So again, we find there's underemployment. So where's this budget going to? Why are they employing? As Brian quotes it here, that serikali ya William Ruto employ more teachers today in the CBC system. But again, in some schools you find one teacher teaching 5 subjects in a class, or is having the whole class from morning to evening, because there are few teachers. Again, if you remember the help, I'll say the new funding model. I think this one they're saying this in this budget is 41.5 billion. But how it is being disbursed, there are more disadvantaged comrades and students who are failing to get the help. The model they are using is not scientific. How will you identify, how will you come and know that Jared is very needy or he needs this help? We'll still find it at some point being politicized. And there are those who still maneuver their ways to find the help at the expense of those who need it, those who are needy compared to those who don't need the...
And you feel it's politics that is messing this up?
Still, exactly. And I think we must also not forget, as he puts it, that there are areas who, for the longest time, that have been a disadvantage in our country. They don't have infrastructures, they don't have the teaching staff, we remember, in northeastern part of Kenya, and up to date. I think I remember this year when the president, I think, was in part of Northeastern, he said that they will set up the teachers training college in that part to train the locals, so at least. But until then, today, we know that they are understaffed. We know that there are more students or more people who are still out of school, but their budgets. But without forgetting, we also remember that we have had education scandal where we have ghost schools who are allocated budget. And I'm pretty sure even in this budget, we are still having those ghost schools where they have a gate, but there's no school, there are no pupils, there are no teachers. Unfortunately, we have never have a proper audit of such ghost schools who are getting the budget and allocations.
Right, because the main focus of this